Welcome back. Day 12 of the 2 months to become profitable. Although this is the 12th video, not actually day 12. It's probably been more like half a month, maybe even an entire month since I started this. Needless to say, we're up, baby. We're at a good fucking point for the first time since. Well, when is it really? When was the last time that we were above 50K in this account? I think. No, we must have gone up. Yeah, we went up for a brief moment here back on the 3rd of November. So 2 weeks ago, we were up, and then we've been down since then. And now we're back up to our highest point that we've ever been to, due to some fucking insane trading today. And like yesterday, I took about 31 trades. Didn't come out with a video because it was really hectic. I had a bunch of assignments to do for school. I have a bit more time today though, so we're getting back into it on day 12. And today I want to go over just briefly the trades I took. Here that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 losses. That's not all though. We also got 6 more in a row here, and then 4 more in a row here. And I mean, then I ended on a bit of a winning streak, and then I was like, "Fuck it, I'm out." That's usually how my losing days go. If I lose a lot, and then I'll come back at the end to win. And then after I win, I'm like, I'm done trading. This has been too stressful for me today. But why does this even happen? Why do I lose like 10 times, 6 times in a row? Like, that's something I've been thinking about. And essentially, that's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about getting tunnel vision when you trade. And then, say you don't make one trade, so then you change something, like you change your bias. Oh, instead of going long here, I'll just go short here. So then you try going another trade, and then you lose that one. And it keeps going further and further, and you just go down this tunnel into nothing, and then you lose all of your money. How much did I lose in this? I lost, I was down at 800 pretty much. I lost about $800 during doing 10 losses in a row. Pretty brutal, I can't lie. I had these at the end. I mean, we'll get into the wins later, but let's talk about the losses today because that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about tunnel vision. Oh, why is my text yellow? Oh, one of my buddies was messing around on my charts, actually. That's what it is. Tunnel vision. What is tunnel vision? I'll explain to you what tunnel vision is. Tunnel vision is when... Oh, what the... Yo, what? Okay, I have no idea what's going on. Tunnel vision is when you have a tunnel, right? That you're going into. Okay? This is your road. You're going into this tunnel. Okay, it kind of looks like something weird now. What the fuck? You're going into a tunnel with your mind. And how it happens is you can fail one trade, mess something up, and just get really fixated on fixing one thing that you messed up, fixing that, and then taking the same trade or a very similar trade to that. That's what tunnel vision is, essentially. You became so focused on one kind of trade that you fail to realize what's actually happening in the markets. And honestly, today could be an example of that. Say an example of tunnel vision would be price goes up here after midday, after it has a huge shoot up. It's kind of ranging around here. You see, like, we're making lower lows. Then we see this higher or lower high, lower low, and then we end here. And at this point, that hasn't broken structure yet, but we already broke structure here, right? So you might be thinking, oh, I see all this low volume area or fair value gap if you're, retarded and using dumb terms. So you might think, oh, we also we just swept this. Oh, I think we're going to go down now. You go short here, targeting boom, 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 boom. And then what actually happens, price goes up. Price shoots up. Look at this huge cock right here. Just, if you went short there, it'd ram into your ass, pretty much. So this goes up here. And then after that, at that point you might think, oh shit, now we've broken structure up here. And, actually, I was wrong about the fact that we're going to fill this. That's the reason that I lost the trade. And this is how you get into tunnel vision. You start thinking, this is the reason that I lost this trade. Is because oh, I did this move when obviously the market was doing this and I should have realized that. But now I've realized that, so I'm going to take this. It's a bit of a fallacy, a bit of a definitely a psychological thing. Because when you would get up to here, then you'd be like, oh, I've broken structure to the upside. So now I'm going to go long. And then you would go long, maybe wait for the retrace, go long. Say even if you target here, though, it's not going to happen. And then look what happens. We come back down to this low volume node, to this support area right here. Although it's pretty late in the day now. I wouldn't be trading right now. And it goes to show that your mind can rationalize absolutely anything. And that's why I don't pay attention to all these things like liquidity sweeps or fucking like different patterns that are arising. The only thing on your chart is a range or a trend and the time frame that it's on. All this bullshit of like, oh, we broke, like, no, it's bullshit, man. Like, things can break structure and go the opposite way, break structure again, keep going the opposite way. And then you say, oh, look on a higher time frame. No, it's confusing and doesn't work. It's how people sell you courses. Just had to sneeze for a second. But that's essentially what tunnel vision is. It's when you mess up something and then you come fixated on trying to fix that and blah, blah, blah. It just doesn't work. It's a little bit like a little bit of a gambler fallacy kind of thing where you lose one trade and then you're like, okay, if I just change this one thing, I'm more likely to win the next one. But in focusing on the one thing, say you have like a bunch of different confluences, and like the way I like to visualize it like this. So you have this brush. These different things represent your confluences. And the size of them represents how much you're thinking about them and how much you're weighing them, how much you can actually read into them. You lose, and then your brain immediately starts going, do you know which one? This confluence is the reason I lost. So then what you do, your brain does, in this sense, is then it goes, you know what? I'm going to focus on this a lot. Let me look at this. Through that, and these ones, these shrink next to it. Oh, these are terrible drawings. But you get this? Over-focus on one thing creates tunnel vision. Because you lose on something, you're like, fuck, alright, I gotta focus mega on this shit, and you forget about everything else that's happening. You forget about the fact that, on the 1 hour, we're coming up to support here. We're probably gonna fucking range for a little bit, alright? Then that shit ranges. You forgot that, we're in a big fucking downtrend. Oh, yeah, we still, have far to go down in this bitch. It'll be interesting to see where this candle closes, though. I do pay attention to break of structures on, what do you call it? If this closes below this, then that's a break of structure. If it closes below this, that's a weekly break of structure, which would be more crazy. We've been bearish on the daily for a little bit. But, damn, we've actually been climbing. But yeah, I mean, that's tunnel vision, essentially. You gotta be careful. You gotta realize, alright, focus in on not why you lost, but what the market did, which caused your trade to not be valid. Alright? So instead of focusing on this, you focus on something completely different. You focus on, the market over here. Instead, focus on what the market did, which made your trade wrong. And explain that holistically. Alright? Because odds are that it isn't just one reason you lost, and your brain's just hooking onto one thing that you lost. And that's why you go on losing streaks, is because your brain, it's like acting against you. That's why you need to always take a step back when you lose when you lose 3 trades in a row. You need to kind of think about it again and be like, I think I'm thinking a bit too narrowly now. Let's broaden the scope of this. Let's see what's actually going on here. You need to have checks in place to do that. So a great thing is just make a pure like stop. Like if I lose like money, if I lose money on a day, like okay, way I trade, if I'm being honest, like I lose 10 in a row and then I still am up for the day because I'm a fucking dog like that, all right? But realistically, if you're losing money, you need to focus on what the market is doing that's making you wrong in a broader sense, not on the specifics. And if you do that and then it turns out, shit, I went short at the bottom of a range. Simple as that. You're not gonna fucking now go short when you get here because things have changed now. You're just gonna bide your time and wait it out and let yourself absorb the fact that you lost this, why you lost it, not the specific confluence that was the reason you lost, but why the market as a whole caused you to lose. If that makes sense, perfect. That's what causes tunnel vision. It's uh, you're focusing on one confluence pretty much. So you need to always have in mind the confluences you're using to trade. Like for me, it's very simple. I have the 5 minute, I have the 1 hour, and I have the 1 minute. On the 1 hour, I look for things like uh, support and resistance, where I think price is going to go range again. And then on the 5 minute, I'll check and see if we have like candles that are going back and forth, back and forth. That's a range that I want to trade on the 1 minute. Simple as. Once I get to there, I go into Bookmap. I find volume levels. Here we go. Holy smokes. This is a bad spot to trade. If there are multiple of them, then I wait for them all to be taken out before going in. Unless we're having a volume taper happened way before that, then I'll go in earlier. But usually I'll just use them as support and resistance levels, and I'll long off of the low ones, and I'll short off the top ones. That was actually game. I just put you on there in like 5 minutes. All right, like that's what you do. Um, that's why you need to know what your confluences are and have a very good idea of your strategy, not just be someone shooting in the dark, because that shit's not gonna work. All right, getting to the trades that I took. Let's take a look at this. Here was today. I classed in the morning, and then I low-key, what did I do? Oh, I made some food. I got some oranges from the store. I called my girl for a little bit. Type shit, right? First trade of the day. I was trying to hit a long, right? And so here I came in at 1327. Let me find this on Bookmap so that I can show it to everyone. Holy lag. Come on. 1327. All right, perfect here. Still going, eh? Perfect. I'll try to make this not so long. My last video didn't get any views, unfortunately. No one wants to see me talk about philosophical things. What am I? Well, come on. What am I? Okay, so this trade happened. I entered 6670.75. I entered like right here. Yeah, because this says 26 here, but that's just because of the way that this displays it. This is actually the same thing. Anyways, I entered here. Then price, as you can see, came down just to fucking here. And then I kept going. Yeah, here. This is what it was. Because I saw price react off of this, and I was like, shit, I'm going to enter here. And low-key, I did think it was coming down to here, and I tried entering here with a stop loss past here, but price came down to this, like, 700. Low-key, high-key, low-key. God, I sound like my fucking sister. I should have actually put my stop loss below the 700, because after that, we have a drop-off of half of the volume, which really is an optimal place to get in. I should have waited until about this big bar, set a stop loss down here. But I got a little greedy and entered up here, and my 6 pip stop loss would have put me right here. Yeah, on the last one that we literally went to. Anyways, that failed, so I was like, fuck it. What am I looking at? All right, I'm still in a range. And this was a simple case of, okay, I made the move. Then the market took me out and then went in my direction. Which I'll have a video coming out on tomorrow. I've thought about that. And really all that's happening is just you jump the gun. You know, um, wait. Good things come to those who wait. I said that. I've been saying that. Got that from my grandpa. Anyways, then price came up to here, 6679, which I entered right like here. I entered that like right after the peak hit. Um, just because of this volume taper up here, we were seeing 2370, 9626. So I was like, fuck it. Like, the odds that that's going to go all the way up to 6682, which is like up here, I was like, nah, like, we're hitting strong support right here. So I went short there, targeted down here. I targeted that 6674. What was that one on base again? That might have been just an arbitrary one that I set. I can't even lie. Yeah, I didn't actually get to the end of setting that, but I was thinking about around here, and then I think my eyes went up a little bit. I probably would have done here, but again, when I entered here, there was nothing good to target. Probably if I did that again, I would target down here. But that wouldn't have worked out, so I would have just been a dumbass. No, wait, how many ticks would that have been? 6665. 15. No, I would never do a trade like that. I'm pretty greedy. Yeah, so there wasn't really any good targets on that one, so I just kind of set it at a certain point. And that one got me a 18. Oh, that's what it was. It was just my standard 3. Yeah, I was wondering why I put it there. Sometimes if I don't have a good... actually, I mean, usually always I just set it at 3. It was something I started doing a lot more today where I set it dynamically. Anyway, same thing happens here again about like 5 minutes later. I try going short as price comes back up because I didn't catch the long, and I'm still with the idea, okay, we're in a range. I go short just below this, 6680.75. Here we are. I go short right here, and unfortunately what happens is price comes down, and then right here I knew that I was going to be taken out because I saw this start to form, and then this shot up, boom, bounced off that again. Again, we see this 25-21. We're in a range. We know that odds that we're going to go up like, what? This is like 2.5 more ticks up to here. Not that strong. So I got, again, stopped at the very top tick. Should have happened down here, or... Yo, that happened 3 times to me today. Holy fuck. Look down here. First one, I entered long, got stopped out at the last tick. I entered short, got stopped out of the last tick. Entered short, got stopped out of the last tick again. Holy fuck, bro. And I still am up 1,000 on the day. Like, look at this. Boom, look at that. 937. Back in business, baby. But yeah, again with that one, then I entered as price came down a little bit. And this time I targeted a lot lower, 667150. And that was because I actually kept moving it as I saw, just like, as I let myself absorb the fact that we were in a range. And I set that one, like, just below here. Or no, it was, like, right here. Yeah, at this line, which was pretty standard, right? And then price came down. Again, I wasn't catching the low because I kind of was a little happy after my win. So I was like, I'm just going to wait, see what happens, make sure I'm not getting emotional. Because you can definitely get emotional over wins and think that you're unstoppable. Wait for price to come up again. Hit a short, didn't work. Got stopped out last. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. Because here, I entered short 6686, which was right here. I entered right after we cleared above this. And it had been pretty strong clearing above this. I thought that price would maybe only bounce off this, not go through and take all of it here. So when it did, I of course was stopped out, but then I saw price come back down again, and then I entered here, I believe. 668650. I believe that I entered right there because I remember seeing this forming and being like, okay, there's a lot of people, that have buy orders here, but we also have this sell. So there's going to be a lot of liquidity here, a lot of volume. Price is going to move fast back through this shit, which it did. Came down to here, chopped a little bit again once it reached high volume, and then continued down. But for that, again, I was just setting 6677. I think what I did, I targeted this, and then I moved it when I saw how fast price was coming down, and was like, no, I'm betting price is going to get, like, into here a little bit. But I wasn't quite ballsy enough to set it all the way down at the low here, which is completely a play if you're playing for a true range play. But that's what I did today, and that's why you can kind of see, oh, I lose, then I get it, I lose, then I get it, and then I lose, then I get it. That's just going to happen sometimes. I'll come up with a video tomorrow dictating that, but trust me, I prefer to lose one than win one than just not take a trade at all, for sure. Because look at the rates that we're looking at. I'm fine with losing one. I'm fine with losing, like, I'm fine with only winning every third one. If this is what's going to happen, like, this is probably my biggest or second biggest profit day just for today. And especially because I was only trading for, like, 14 minutes? That's not bad. That, like, you can't tell me that's bad. Especially, like, I'm in a pretty busy major right now. We have a bunch of tests coming out. I'm going to LA next week. I got a bunch of fucking shit to do, so it's pretty nice that I only have to trade for that little. But that's pretty much what's been happening today. Again, going back to tunnel vision. Focus on the market holistically. Don't focus on one reason. Whenever you lose, take a step back and just evaluate why you lost without letting yourself sink in on something, because that's how you lose sight of everything else. Make sense? Yeah, that's about it. I'll probably come up with another one tomorrow on why exactly, like, you take a trade and then, you know, get stopped out and then continues going, because there's, like, some market behavior at work there that you could utilize. Personally, for my trading system, I think that I win more with that first trade than I lose. Even if my win rate's less than, like, 40% with that, I still win, like, 5 RR or 6 RR usually off of my trades. So that's why I do those. But I'll come out with another video explaining how I trade like that. And yeah, that's about it, though. Thanks for watching. This has been day 12 of my 2 months profit or perish, and I'll see you in the next video. Deuces.